Hey, you friends. I'm outside the back here. Just to make a quick video. I don't have much battery power, but I thought I'd make this. I was listening to 20% battery. I was listening to Bro Sanchez's show, I think from last night, talking to Bob Nodell from Globebusters about some stuff that's come up from the Beyond the Curve documentary. I haven't seen it, so I don't have any comment to make. I absolutely accept that people are saying the things that they believe to be the best things for the cause, but we know that when it comes to putting something together, editing it, there is, with the mainstream media, always an agenda. And to be fair, don't we know that most people who we know who think that the flat earth is a nonsense would deliver short shrift to the evidence and try and ignore certain uncomfortable aspects of how the globe is supposed to work and how we can't measure curvature, anything other than a water droplet, to prove in our minds that we have a ball to exist on. But I was surprised to hear that a guy called Vegan Warrior is very upset about the mud flood conversation, and that resonates with me because I recently lost a super sub. You'll know who he is if you've been around, because he was so angry with me that I was putting attention on to the mud flood. And I'll tell you what I told him. I think is that I think the mud flood is quite tangible. It's very tangible to me, and that's why it got my attention a year or so ago. You know, that was like, sheesh, you can see this stuff. You know, you can actually go and see this. Now, there's plenty of building boys who are so cleverly indoctrinated that they will try and convince you that builders 100, 200, 300 years ago. And if you saw my video last night about the fort in Cape Town, or the castle as it's known, in Cape Town, you know, that thing is dug 20 feet into the ground. Why would people do that in 1666? It's very difficult to do now with all the sort of technology we have, the diggers we have, the membranes we have to prevent water ingress. Why would we do it then? I've lived in what I think is a mud-flooded property in central London. I was in the summer last year. I was spending a lot of time around Kensington and Hyde Park and so on, and there's so much evidence there that, you know, this world we live in has been inundated, and what has been left behind, the evidence that's been left behind, is buildings that make no sense, water. You know, windows at ground level where water would gush in, you know, a whole lot of inconsistencies where beautiful buildings have got these sort of 10-foot ceilings, you know, very high ceilings, but on the ground floor, they seem not to have bothered with it. Like you know, it's a very short ground floor. Again, there's a lot of things that for me are telling with the mud flood that I think why I started talking about it is because, you know, I think it's one of those things that, as well as flat earth, but sort of beyond the flat earth conversation. Something attracted my attention up there. While I'm talking, I'll let you look at some of the this guy. It's not very busy up there right now. It's been quite busy this morning. But there's a few of our friends, the skywriters here, and I noticed again, and I've noticed this many times before, but they always cast long shadows. Well, not always, sometimes cast long shadows. So I assume they're shadowing us for some reason, putting shadows down, stopping the electromagnetic frequencies getting through. A little bit like your insulation in your loft and the UV glasses and all these other things. Anyway, so back to the mud flood and the the vexation that this seems to cause flat earthers. I'm saying that, remember that the Illuminati card game says that flat earthers know something, but you know, it's not the only ticket in town. It's the board that the game is played on, but it's not the game itself. And whilst I think it's important to, well, you know, people will do what they want to do, but you know, my view is that yes, push out the information on flat Earth, encourage people to look at it, do the research and the science and the you know, the philosophical aspects of it. You know, that's what we have to do. But don't sit on your laurel. 10% battery, so it won't be long. Don't sit on your laurels before, you know, while just like the people in 9/11 and other groups, or the vaccine crowd, you know. I think once you know flat Earth, you can go back to your vaccine work and so on. Once you know flat Earth, you can you know, see your something. That video on not on the side, is the media or not on our side, and enough indoctrinated. Remember, the system was designed knowing that eventually this would come out, and they would need to have actors around them that would be the religious orders did that. They know that 1 in 100, 1 in 50 boys or girls will go through the indoctrination and be perfect for their seminaries, and they'll go on to be priests because they believe it and they totally commit themselves to it. And the people that are in the ball earth kind of mindset, as we all once were, they truly believe it, and this is an insult to their intelligence. But mudflood is tangible, guys. You know, can you not see that something has changed this thing altogether from its original design? So you need to go out and look at these things, because it's really, in my case, you know, I spent quite a lot of hours now actually out in this, you know, out in the ground looking for evidence like that, walking around buildings, going to see, you know, no, this doesn't make sense to me. And I think that the builders who built these buildings were smarter than the builders who build today. So those builders who think that they know more than those people back then, you don't. You don't. The buildings from today are a joke. You know, you need a computer to pre-stamp and, you know, a machine to kind of put all these things together, and then all you boys are like Lego engineers. Yeah, that's what you are today. If you can't see that the engineers to what we do today, oh, we got the computers now. Yeah, well, the computer might be smarter than a man in terms of some sort of engineering question, but I think my battery's dying. So I don't want to end on an angry point. You know, it is actually about love, but we're not loving each other here in the flat Earth, and we're not willing to hear each other in the flat Earth, and we're as intolerant, Jim, and any other, as all the other buggers that have gone before us. So you ain't learned nothing yet. Just because you found flat Earth don't make you woke. And if you found flat Earth and you stopped there, you're definitely still asleep. So that's my piece. Bid you a good day. Who knows where this is going, but you know, I'm in it. Who's that? I can't really read very well. Is that Jamie? Jamie. Engineers can't think to ask themselves the program works in. Yeah.